But first, we want to share with you some brand new developments we are learning in the Sean Diddy Combs investigations and civil lawsuits. We know this is an ongoing case against him, and now we are learning that one of the civil complaints that's been brought against Diddy has been amended. It's been amended. And so you may recall us talking about this case previously, and a case about a 13-year-old allegedly being raped by Diddy, allegedly being assaulted and raped by another male celebrity who was previously not identified. Now, that celebrity has been identified. He's been identified as fellow hip-hop mogul JAYZ. His name has been revealed. The allegation is that he and Diddy raped a 13-year-old girl at an after party in the year 2000 after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, JAYZ is denying these allegations. In a statement he posted to his X account, he denies the allegations and questions why this was done civilly, why this civil lawsuit was filed demanding money, and why a criminal complaint has not been made. He writes, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle."
What happens when two of the biggest powerhouses in music, Diddy and JAYZ, find themselves entangled in a courtroom drama that has the world watching? The once solid camaraderie between these moguls has crumbled into chaos, and now JAYZ's explosive testimony has sparked courtroom fireworks like never before. Did JAYZ really snitch on Diddy? And if so, what did he reveal that sent Diddy into a full-blown meltdown in court? In today's video, we're diving deep into the shocking events that have unfolded during this high-stakes trial. From Diddy's furious outburst after hearing JAYZ's alleged testimony to the bombshell secrets that may have been exposed, this story has everything: scandal, betrayal, and a ripple effect that's shaking Hollywood's elite.
We have breaking news. Music mogul Sean JAYZ Carter is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs. JAYZ was added to an amended civil lawsuit against Combs that was filed today. The suit claims JAYZ joined Combs in assaulting the minor at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. JAYZ is denying the allegations, calling them, quote, a blackmail attempt. In a statement posted on X, the rapper said in part, "These allegations are so heinous in nature, my heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability."
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
But the big question remains, what led JAYZ to take the stand, and how is this trial affecting the legacies of two of the most powerful names in entertainment? Could this be the ultimate fall of a billionaire empire? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Stick around because we're unpacking every detail, every jaw-dropping moment, and what this means for Diddy, JAYZ, and the wider entertainment industry. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against JAYZ, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that JAYZ, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. JAYZ is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, "These allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different I am."
Courtroom chaos, Diddy's explosive reaction. The courtroom became the epicenter of chaos when Diddy, visibly agitated, erupted after JAYZ's testimony. Eyewitness accounts described him slamming his fist on the table and shouting at his legal team, forcing the judge to intervene and restore order. Diddy's outburst, fueled by the weight of JAYZ's statements, shocked everyone present and set the stage for one of the most dramatic moments in recent legal history. What triggered this reaction? According to insiders, JAYZ's testimony included allegations allegations that directly implicated Diddy in organizing illicit activities at his notorious parties. These details not only strengthened the prosecution's case, but also painted a damning picture of Diddy's role. His reaction wasn't just frustration, it was a sign of a man cornered by evidence and betrayal. The media exploded with coverage of the courtroom drama. Social platforms were flooded with hashtags like SAR Diddy Meltdown and JAYZ Testifies, drawing polarized reactions from fans and critics. While some sympathized with Diddy's situation, others saw his emotional outburst as an admission of guilt. This pivotal moment has already become a defining chapter in the ongoing trial.
I do want to switch gears and talk about this breaking news just happening tonight that involves both JAYZ and Diddy now. This is an amended complaint accusing JAYZ of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include JAYZ. I mean, let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add JAYZ now if this originally was filed back in October? Why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against JAYZ initially.
We always appreciate the insight and time. Jennifer Coffendorfer, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
JAYZ's shocking testimony. JAYZ's decision to take the stand was unexpected, given his history of avoiding public commentary on controversies. His testimony revealed damning details about Diddy's alleged activities, including claims of hidden cameras and coerced participation at private gatherings. For many, JAYZ's statements broke an unspoken industry code, leaving the courtroom and Hollywood stunned. The legal implications of JAYZ's testimony are monumental. By cooperating with prosecutors, JAYZ might strengthen their case against Diddy, but he also risks complicating his own position. His testimony raises questions about how much he knew about Diddy's activities and why he chose to speak out now. Reactions have been mixed. While some applaud JAYZ for standing on the side of justice, others view his actions as disloyal. In an industry built on alliances, this move could redefine his relationships with peers and reshape public perception of his moral stance.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury today, and after he told the grand jury, and I mean immediately after, he booked it over to my set, and he and his attorney talked to me. I should tell you that he was very limited in how much detail he could go into about his testimony. And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of sex crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. Here now is my conversation with Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell, who's his attorney, beginning with the question of whether the participants in the video even knew they were being recorded. Were there any cameras in places where you'd assume privacy, like bathrooms?
The history between Diddy and JAYZ Diddy and Jay-Z's relationship dates back decades, marked by collaboration, competition, and mutual respect. They built empires that defined hip-hop culture, frequently appearing together at events, parties, and on music projects. For years, they were seen as the ultimate example of friendship and business success. But behind the scenes, cracks in their relationship began to show. From competing for industry dominance to subtle jabs in interviews and public appearances, their dynamic hinted at underlying tension. The trial has brought these tensions to the forefront, exposing a long-standing rivalry disguised as camaraderie. With Jay-Z's testimony against Diddy, the final nail might have been driven into the coffin of their friendship. Fans who once celebrated their bond are now witnessing its unraveling in real time, leaving questions about whether this fallout was inevitable all along.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning, good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that?
Evidence piling up against Diddy. The prosecution has presented a staggering amount of evidence, including secret recordings, financial documents, and testimonies from alleged victims and witnesses. Among the most explosive pieces of evidence are tapes said to capture inappropriate activities at Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. These tapes, reportedly retrieved during federal raids, are at the heart of the case. Prosecutors allege that Diddy used these recordings to maintain control over attendees, creating a culture of fear and silence. Witnesses have also testified about coercion and exploitation, painting a chilling picture of what went on behind closed doors. The implications of this evidence extend far beyond Diddy. Hollywood elites, including those who attended his parties, are on edge, fearing what might be revealed next. The trial has not just put Diddy in the spotlight, it has exposed the underbelly of power dynamics in the entertainment industry.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched.
Beyoncé's role amid the scandal. Throughout the trial, Beyonce has been a steady presence, standing by Jay-Z during one of the most turbulent periods of his life. Public appearances have shown her composure, but questions linger about how much she knew regarding Diddy's alleged activities and the impact on her marriage. The media has speculated heavily on Beyonce's reaction to the revelations. As someone known for fiercely protecting her privacy, her silence has been interpreted in multiple ways. Is she choosing to shield her family from additional scrutiny, or is she grappling with her own questions about Jay-Z's past? The trial has undoubtedly added strain to their marriage. Between media attention and the emotional toll of the accusations, Jay-Z and Beyonce are navigating uncharted waters. How they emerge from this ordeal could redefine their status as Hollywood's ultimate power couple.
To the latest in the lawsuit against Jay-Z, accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of raping a 13-year-old girl at a party. A federal judge ruling the woman alleging the attack can remain anonymous. Morgan Norwood has the details. Morgan, good morning.
Whit, good morning. From the moment this case was filed, Jay-Z's legal team fought to get it dismissed, arguing that the woman accusing him must reveal her name. But this morning, a judge ruling she doesn't have to, at least for now. The judge also had some sharp words for its lawyers, calling them out for their aggressive filings and personal attacks and asking them to tone it down.
This morning, a legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party.
The broader industry fallout. Diddy's trial is more than a legal battle. It's a wake-up call for Hollywood. As allegations pile up, many celebrities are scrambling to distance themselves from him, fearing guilt by association. The trial has sparked calls for greater accountability among industry elites. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, have played a significant role in protecting misconduct for years. However, the trial has brought these agreements under scrutiny, with prosecutors pushing to bypass them and expose the truth. For many, this represents a long overdue reckoning for Hollywood's culture of secrecy. Fans and critics alike are demanding transparency, forcing the entertainment industry to confront its dark side. Whether this leads to lasting change remains to be seen, but the trial has undoubtedly set a precedent for how power and accountability are discussed moving forward.
How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let me
be,
rephrase
right,
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
Diddy's legal team, a struggle to keep up. Diddy's defense team is facing an uphill battle. Their primary strategy has been to challenge the credibility of witnesses and argue that evidence was improperly obtained. However, with each passing day, the prosecution's case grows stronger. Diddy's emotional courtroom outburst hasn't helped his case. The incident not only distracted from his defense, but also painted him as a man losing control under pressure. Legal experts have noted that such behavior could influence jury perception, potentially swaying them against him. Despite their efforts, Diddy's team appears to be running out of options. With public sentiment turning against their client and the evidence stacking up, the defense's chances of securing a favorable outcome seem increasingly slim.
What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned JAYZ then, you didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to JAYZ, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touched on a point too that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about JAYZ, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie JAYZ to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making.
JAYZ's calculated moves, JAYZ's decision to take the stand during Diddy's trial marked a pivotal moment that shifted the trial's trajectory. After months of maintaining a conspicuous silence, his testimony revealed a deliberate and calculated strategy. By choosing to cooperate with prosecutors, JAYZ demonstrated a clear intent to protect his reputation while subtly distancing himself from the storm surrounding Diddy's alleged actions. This move not only aligned him with the pursuit of justice, but also allowed him to present himself as a neutral observer, uninvolved in the darker allegations tied to Diddy's parties and business practices. The decision to testify appeared to be part of a broader effort to preserve his brand. As one of the most successful and influential figures in music and business, JAYZ's empire depends heavily on his image as a savvy entrepreneur and cultural icon. By taking the stand, he avoided the perception of complicity, reinforcing his position as someone who values integrity. His testimony sent a message. While he may have shared a history with Diddy, he would not allow that history to compromise his own standing. This calculated move likely reflected guidance from his legal and PR teams, who understood the high stakes involved. However, this strategy has not been without its challenges. Public reaction to JAYZ's testimony has been deeply divided. Supporters view his actions as a courageous stand, interpreting his cooperation as a commitment to transparency and accountability. Critics, however, argue that his decision to speak against a longtime associate violates the unspoken loyalty often upheld within the entertainment industry. Some have labeled him a snitch, questioning whether his testimony was motivated purely by self-preservation. JAYZ now finds himself walking a tightrope, balancing his commitment to distancing himself from Diddy's controversies while navigating the backlash from those who see his testimony as a betrayal. As the trial unfolds, his ability to manage public perception and maintain his reputation will be crucial. Ultimately, how JAYZ emerges from this scandal will significantly impact his legacy, not just as a music mogul, but as a figure synonymous with power, influence, and resilience in the entertainment industry. The infamous freak-off parties.
Now, Jaguar Wright is a well-known whistleblower. She has predicted many of the crimes Diddy is charged with today. Now, as of recent, she had an interview with Piers Morgan, and she did say that JAYZ and Beyonce were implicated with Diddy. Now, let me know your opinion on the things she's sharing about JAYZ and Beyonce.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
She's referring to JAYZ, Sean Carter.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
keeping people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane, unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
So essentially what she's trying to say is that Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing or have done similar things that Diddy is being accused of. What do you guys think about this? You think it's true? You think she's full of it? Let me know down below.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
Diddy's freak-off parties have become a central focus of the trial, with allegations of exploitation and coercion emerging from multiple sources. These gatherings, known for their secrecy and excess, have taken on a darker tone as witness testimonies describe disturbing activities. The prosecution has introduced tapes and other evidence that suggest these parties were more than just extravagant celebrations. Allegations of abuse, manipulation, and illicit recordings have cast a shadow over everyone who attended, including high-profile guests like Jay-Z. The fear of exposure has spread throughout Hollywood. For many, the question isn't whether these allegations are true, but how far-reaching the implications will be. As more details come to light, the trial continues to unravel Hollywood's hidden world, the trial's far-reaching consequences. The outcome of this trial could redefine Hollywood's power dynamics. If convicted, Diddy faces not only legal repercussions, but also the collapse of his empire and reputation. For someone who once symbolized success and influence, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Jay-Z, the trial represents a pivotal moment. His testimony may have helped prosecutors, but it has also drawn him closer to the controversy. Whether he emerges unscathed or further implicated remains to be seen. Beyond the individuals involved, this trial is a reckoning for the entertainment industry. It has exposed systemic issues of abuse and exploitation, forcing Hollywood to confront uncomfortable truths. The impact of this case will be felt for years to come, as fans and critics alike demand change. What a roller coaster of revelations, from Diddy's explosive courtroom reaction to Jay-Z's testimony shaking the very foundation of their friendship. This trial has left us all speechless. The drama, the allegations, the fallout, it's a story that's far from over. What do you think about Jay-Z's decision to testify? Was it a bold stand for justice or a calculated move to protect his brand? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on this trial and all the biggest Hollywood scandals. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.